Alright, dear brothers and sisters, we are back. Back to the second part for today, answering Korra and the Muslims, clarifying and debunking their misconceptions and claims about our faith, cleaning up after the dog logic cult, the orthobro cult, the Loftonite cult, all those American cults, all those and their ilk, all the grifters, the Wagners, the Gordons, all of them. We don't discriminate. They're all pagan heretics, Aristotelian pagans, or partialist heretics, modalists, and all of those. Okay? Who decimate our faith in the West, teaching that our God is a triune pagan, three-headed monster God, or three personalities like a crazy person in an insane asylum, a freak, a pagan Greek monster God. This is what they preach to our Muslim friends, and no wonder our Muslim friends are disgusted, and that's what happens. And they think that our faith is paganism. Because of them, they are responsible. Not to mention their behavior and sin, which is all connected. It derives from their false God, okay? They preach. And another thing that they preach, those pagans, which the church fathers reject, okay? The point that I made a few times already, and I will reiterate it with more quotes from the saints, okay? And that, so that false Rabbi Singer, when he says that we believe that Christos was literally an angel of God, with Moses, with Abraham, with prophets on earth and so on. No, we don't believe that garbage Arian nonsense, which the New Testament, the blessed Apostle Paulus, in Hebrews even, and Thessalonians and Galatians, he rejects it, okay? That the prophets spoke with Christos. Only via angels, he said, in the old days. Yes? Read Hebrews, you pagans. Now, before that, Christos was in his father's bosom, hidden, mentioned in the Old Testament as an enigma, not in his person, as he did only in his first coming, in the first time in history, okay? Now let's see what the saints, the church fathers and saints teach about angels of Yahweh in the Old Testament. And none of them is with a definite article, as your stupid English says. Neither in the Greek exists. It says angel of God, as in an angel of God, okay? Or an angel of Yahweh. Let's start with the doctor of the church, the infallible, as all saints are, Saint Augustinus of Hippo Regius, Hippo, the North African Amazigh bishop, okay? Episcopus Augustinus, he argues that the Son of God did not literally become an angel or inhabit the bush, the burning bush that you always claim is Christos. No, only the speech, the logos, Christos as the logos, as the invisible logos of Yehovah the Father, he spoke directly to Moses, not via angel. And in the debate, Itachi and the guys are correct. With Moses are also angels who perform the visual and the physical tasks. Not God literally, the Son, Jesus Christos in himself there. Only the voice he heard directly with the Son of God, the Logos of Yehovah the Father, he directly spoke with him through the Son. Okay? And it says, he spoke with Yehovah. He spoke with God face to face, not saw God face to face. Okay? Learn how to read, grifters. Okay? Now, It wasn't him in the burning bush. Instead, a created angel was acting as a representative, as I said to you, or figure. Okay? Quote, "It is regular for a person who speaks on behalf of another to speak as though he were that person." Okay? Like a messenger, which is also malach, angel. From a king, he brings his message and he reads in the person of the king from what the message he was made to convey. So that's why it's switched back and forth with angel and God in his own person speaks. This is how intermediary works. This is the whole point. You can't understand a thing like that. Those grifters, their minds are like, it's 3-year-olds know better than this, okay? To understand that. So it is regular for a person who speaks on behalf of another to speak as though he were that person. Thus, the angel spoke in the name of the Lord, saying, "I am the God of Abraham," not because he was the Lord, but because the Lord was in him. So see, it is from the Trinitate, on the Trinity, his work. Okay? The very work on the Trinity, it teaches you that, you pagans. Okay? So that's what it means. And the rabbi think that we don't believe that because you apply, you heretics, your belief to us. Okay? So that's what it means, that the word of Yehovah was in him, in the angel. The message. Hello, Sherlocks. I'm sorry, but I'm so irritated and annoyed by that filth. I'm sick of hearing that Christos is one of the angels of God in the Old Testament. Making a joke out of our faith. Muslims mock. Rightfully so, when they hear stupidity like that. Okay? Now, so when the fathers teach that the Christos was talking to the prophet and so on, and the name was in him, and the angel with Abraham and so on, and the angel in the burning bush, they're talking in spiritual language, as a figure, as a representative of him, speaking in the Son's own person. So when Saint Justinus Philosophus, the martyr, quotes the Hebrew Bible to Tryphon, he occasionally mentions that his quotes are translated from the manuscripts of the Hebrews, okay? So when he, in that context, when Justinus the martyr, when he speaks about Christos as the angel of God, he speaks in the language of the Jew who he debates with, his opponent, appealing to his sensibilities, just like he did with the Romans and their pagan gods. That's all. Not that it means that Christos is literally those angels of God, of one of those angels of God in the Old Testament. So whatever, the nonsense. Now let's go to a later saint of the Latin Church. Let's see his quotes. Yes. From the 9th and 11th centuries. From the 9th century, Saint Bernardus of Claravallis, okay? The abbey. The abbot of that abbey, of that monastery. And he explains, and he is a doctor of the Latin Church, even. Okay? Now, in his sermons on the Songs of King Solomon, he writes, quote, "What else was that bush which burned and what was not consumed? if not a manifestation of the highest order of spirits, the seraphim, the seraphs, who are all on fire with the divine light. The angel who appeared there in a flame of fire was a burning messenger, which is angel, a seraph, sent to inflame the heart of Moses and to show how the divine fire dwells within the creature without consuming it. Okay? So in this context of Moses and in the desert, all those angelic, miraculous elements you see there of fire, it's all fire there. The pillar of fire, yes? And the burning bush, yes? With a fiery seraph, as the saint teaches. That was the type of angel there, okay? Specifically, the holy monks teach, okay? And the priests, and the saints, and the fathers, and all that. So, the snakes also that you see there, also are called seraph. Yes? So, those snakes in the desert, are they called in the Hebrew? Sharaf. Sharaf. Sharafim. Which is seraphs. Seraphim. Okay? So those angelic beings were in a form of flying snakes. Sharaf me'ofev, they say. It says. A flying seraph. Okay? So, it weren't regular snakes. It was angelic beings in forms of snakes there in the desert. And it is represented also in the brass snake of Moses, which he made from brass, representing those seraphs. Okay? At one point in the book, it is called snake, Nahash, and in another, Sharaf. Okay? The angelic beings. So it's complementary, you see the different aspects of information. Okay? So this is what the saint, one of the Latin saints, there is another one, teaches. The other Latin saint, from the 13th century, what did you write here? Where the quotes? Here it is. Saint Bonaventura of Balneum Regis. Okay? Long name, beautiful name. And he quote, Moses saw the Lord in the burning bush. This is from his work Itineranium mentis in Deum. Okay? The soul's journey into God. Okay? Moses saw the Lord in the burning bush, but he saw him through the mediation of an angel who appeared as a flame of fire. This flame is the property of the seraphs, of the seraphim, whose office is to kindle and purge. Therefore, it was by a seraphic fire that the mind of Moses was illuminated. For the vision was administered by that highest order which is closest to the divine fire itself. Another Italian, Roman, Latin saint teaches it. So when you see those fake so-called, call themselves Catholics, like the scam shamoons of the world, you think they follow those Latin saints of the Latin Church, the Western Church? They follow their own garbage Protestant nonsense as though all of them speaking like a cult, like the cult that they are, in the same talking points, like the MAGA cult of that vile, horrible Donald Trump, the sick cult of his. The same mindset, those Americans. This is amazing. How are they all one-track mind? They all talk the same. There are exceptions, of course, in America. These are American citizens. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the actual, the ones who are proud of America and part of that culture, okay? Not you, Latin brothers, who are not like them. So don't get offended by it. I'm defending your saints from them. Now the last one is our beloved, none other than Saint Gregorius Palamas, the holy monk. Okay, from our Eastern tradition. And what does he say? That he is Christos? Christos, when God, as the saints teach, God told him, you can only see my back. What does the back mean? And it doesn't say back parts in the Hebrew, it says only back. It means what comes after the divine essence, not to be exposed to the divine essence itself. Impossible. But the uncreated divine light of the attributes, the energies. Yes? So what does he say? Quote, the tongues which the prophet Isaiah saw, by which the seraph, the sharaf, took the burning coal from the altar, are identical in mystery to the burning bush seen by Moses. Also links it to the fiery seraphs. Seen by Moses on Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai, Har Sinai. In both instances, the fiery angelic nature serves to contain and minister the uncreated fire of the Godhead, prefiguring how the Virgin would contain the divine fire without being consumed. Okay? So what? The Saint Palamas, who the Orthobros, the pagan Neo-Palamites, as if we're a cult, if we're labeling ourselves that way, they claim that they follow Saint Gregorius Palamas' teaching. Well, no, they think all our saints fallible, only what they like they take, and they say so unashamedly themselves. Okay? So they don't follow it. What do they follow? What gay Dyer preaches, that God is all the angels of the Lord in the Old Testament, basically. Like the Arian Protestant pagan that he is. Okay? So, I think that's enough for today. We'll continue tomorrow and in the next days. I hope it was of benefit to you. We'll see you soon. Please watch all the way through. Most importantly, like, subscribe, comment, and do all those things to help this channel and spread it and share. And we will see you soon. Inshallah, with God's help. Okay? Nidai Bo. And we will see you soon. God bless.